6:44. It's been a wet, rainy spring, and we've had a few flood warnings by the Connecticut River.
Western Mass News meteorologist Don Maher live in Northampton with more on how you can protect your home during these times.
Thanks, Chris and Brittany. Well, the river certainly has been going down a bit over the last few days. And of course, the homeowners who live here by the Oxbow Marina, they're no strangers to seasonal flooding. But what if you don't live near a river or a stream? Is flood insurance still something you should consider? Well, the answer that I found out was yes. Whether you live in an area that floods or not, flood insurance is still something you may want to consider. Chris McMaster, Vice President of Phillips Insurance in Chicopee, tells Western Mass News it doesn't take much water damage to add up to a major expense.
According to FEMA, the average flood claim is about $47,000. So even 1 inch of flooding can cost up to $20,000 in damage.
So the average flood insurance claim can be expensive, but what type of damage does flood insurance cover?
It's going to cover rising waters, whether it be streams, rivers, 2-acre plot of land that's normally dry gets wet, and it's going to cover things that can't be prevented. So it's not going to cover things like mold and moisture that could have been prevented by taking action ahead of time.
So now you may be thinking about flood insurance and what it's going to cost. Chris tells me there are a few things that are taken into consideration.
There's a couple factors that come into play. So you're going to have the cost of coverage required and what kind of flood zone you're in. So based on a higher flood zone or higher contents coverage, your premium is going to be more expensive.
And according to floodsmart.gov, the price also depends on how close your lowest floor is in relation to the base flood elevation on the flood map. The good news is there is a program called the National Flood Insurance Program, which Chris says can help with the cost of flood insurance for some.
The National Flood Insurance Program is a program available to business owners and homeowners that are in high hazard flood communities. They offer it at a discounted rate for them to purchase this coverage and help prevent future damages.
Even if you don't live in a high-risk area and want the protection that flood insurance offers, there is good news, according to Chris.
You can still purchase it even if you're not in a flood community, and I would recommend people taking a look at this.
In addition, according to floodsmart.gov, the National Flood Insurance Program's preferred risk policy offers lower cost protection for homes and apartments in areas of low to moderate flood risk. For example, a premium for a primary residence may cost about $467 a year for $200,000 of coverage for a home structure and $80,000 for contents. That comes out to less than $40 a month. And of course, additional questions on purchasing flood insurance, you want to reach out to your local insurance agent. For now, we are live in Northampton. First Morning meteorologist Don Maher. Guys, I'll send it back to you in studio.